Me, it's for you not to stand there and straighten that out. And I'm gonna tell you something. It made me feel some kind of way about you.
According to reports, Mitchell spent time with Kirk Frost, and the consequences are severe. Don't assume that Atlanta's love and hip-hop scene couldn't get any messier. Receipts, regrets, and some unbelievable drama are all part of this feud. Who doesn't know? Kirk's history of adultery has long been a source of contention, but this latest disclosure raises the stakes considerably. Rasheeda didn't hold back when she found out about the whispers and used social media to take aim at Michelle in particular with a harsh warning. At this point, fans are desperately attempting to determine what is true, what isn't, and why this conflict will never end.
This whole thing just took me back to that place, to when the situation happened. It sometimes triggers me. It can make me super angry at times and shut down, or it can make me snap out and, I'm human.
After years of tension and an Instagram live showdown, let's explore the drama that is tearing up the internet. However, to understand why this is so significant, we need to go back to 2012, when it all started. Rasheeda and Michelle's conflict began in the early days of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and was sparked by Michelle's public charges against her ex-boyfriend Memphis, which focused on Michelle's claims that Memphis had physically mistreated her and used her money to maintain his lifestyle. Show sympathy for Michelle's predicament. Rasheeda publicly sided with Memphis' ex-wife Toya and accused Michelle of lying. Michelle and her admirers weren't happy with her decision to support Memphis, even if it appeared to be driven by her love for Toya. Michelle immediately struck back, accusing Rasheeda of leveraging her pain for political gain and demeaning her love for Toya based on what she considered to be the unchangeable truth. Their television arguments quickly became violent, rife with profanity, and during one of the show's reunion episodes, fans were taken aback as accusations started to fly and their verbal altercations almost turned violent. While Michelle stuck to her claim and wanted responsibility from Memphis and those who questioned her experiences, Rasheeda reiterated her conviction that Michelle was lying. Their animosity remained constant over the years. Rasheeda's rap career was regularly ridiculed by Michelle, who used her position to concealed her personal life. Michelle made it clear that she wasn't prepared to let go of the betrayal she felt, even though Rasheeda hardly ever discussed the argument in public and maintained that she had done nothing wrong. This dispute evolved into one between Love and Hip Hop. When you think the controversy is over between Atlanta's most talked about rivals, Kirk appears and makes things much uglier.
And make it right as much as possible. I try to just pay the money, take care of the kids, not try to even put you in a space to be bothered with some you shouldn't even have to go. And at the end of the day, you ain't got to worry about me ever up again.
For a considerable amount of time, Kirk Frost has been involved in Rasheeda's life and, unfortunately, her controversies. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta has exposed Kirk's history of adultery, and some of the show's most emotional episodes have focused on his betrayals. Former stripper Jasmine Washington's allegation that Kirk was the father of her child was one of the most well-known scandals. Kirk first denied ever knowing Jasmine, but the situation gained widespread attention after a DNA test revealed he did. Fans attacked Kirk for his blatant dishonesty, which became the main focus of M, even though many people questioned Rasheeda's decision to stay in the marriage despite the humiliation. Michelle's criticism. Michelle often agreed. Criticized Rasheeda's marriage by accusing her of remaining faithful to Kirk, despite his demeaning comments in interviews and even in her songs. For example, in her song F Your Man, Michelle criticized Rasheeda for sticking with Kirk and revealed that she prioritized appearances over self-respect. Their already intense romance was stoked by Michelle's criticism of Kirk's adultery and Rasheeda's decision to forgive him. With allegations that Michelle might be related to Kirk, the dispute has now reached a new level of instability. Rasheeda, who has largely remained silent regarding Kirk's past wrongdoings, wasted little time in refuting this idea. The intimacy of this scenario is evident from her recent Instagram live, in which she called Michelle out immediately.
Stan is embarrassing. I get it. I embarrass myself. I embarrass my kids. I already said it. I have definitely not cheated with Jasmine. I am definitely not trying to cheat with Jasmine. There is none of that going on.
Many fans believe that Kirk and Michelle's alleged romance has reopened old wounds and brought their long-running conflict back into the spotlight. The question is not just if the accusation is true, but also how it would change this already complicated relationship given Kirk's history of problematic involvements. It's little wonder that people are talking about his role in this latest tragedy. It's really hot on She's Instagram Live, but not the kind of heat you want in your kitchen. Unrestrained outburst Rasheeda responded to the charges by asserting that Kirk or she had committed no wrongdoing, referring to the false accusations without naming the person. It was clear from Michelle Rasheeda's tone that she wasn't interested in making amends or offering an apology. As she put it, "People love to keep my name in their mouths to stay relevant, but let me tell you something, you can play those games with somebody else." This was a clear warning. Rasheeda also reiterated her stance from years before, saying she was defending a friend and had never tried to subvert anyone's reality. Michelle swiftly took offense and retaliated. Michelle responded bluntly as usual, saying that Rasheeda still owed her a heartfelt apology in her own live Instagram session. Additionally, fans expressed their thoughts on social media, and the reactions were nothing short of explosive. Rasheeda is acting very innocent right now, but we must not forget how strongly she opposed K. Michelle in the past. One Twitter user said, "How much accountability?" However, some supporters of Rasheeda made statements such as, "Michelle is always looking for a fight. You want to act like you're above it all, but you were one of the loudest voices calling me a liar when I was just trying to tell my story," Michelle said, accusing Rasheeda of lying when it counted most. What prevents Rasheeda from moving on? The Instagram comment sections were equally divided. Some criticized Michelle for urging Rasheeda to rehash old dramas for viral exposure, while others criticized her for her claimed hypocrisy. TikTok even mocks the conflict by having one creative mimic both women's rants with the term 2024, and they continue to quarrel over the famous yet draining 2012 drama. The feud has once again become a cultural phenomenon, but internet clearly isn't prepared to fully move on from the rivalry.
It happens. When you've been married for going on 25 years and been in a relationship with somebody who you've lived your life with, you got things to think about before you throw everything.
Okay, so Kirk Frost himself seems to be dodging all the criticism while Michelle and Rasheeda are busy verbally berating each other. It is impossible to overlook Kirk's role in this drama, and let's not overlook the K rumor. This debate started because of Michelle's friendship with Kirk. Kirk has a well-documented history of making incorrect decisions, from adultery scandals to love child disclosures. Some admirers are asking the obvious question, why isn't there more of this? Force directed against him on the Shade Room essay, it was succinctly summarized in a single comment. Rasheeda is angry with Kay after being embarrassed by Kirk for years. Some wonder if Rasheeda's public persona is the reason behind her hesitation to face Kirk. According to one user, Rasheeda's brand is that of the ride-or-die wife, and criticizing Kirk too severely could harm the reputation she has built over the years. Targeting Michelle is easier than dealing with her own husband's problematic background because she built her empire on loyalty. Some fans, though, believe Michelle might be unnecessarily stirring things up. A popular Reddit post described how someone said, "Michelle loves to bring up old receipts, but she's not innocent either if she really dated Kirk. Michelle frequently complains about things long after they have stopped bothering her." Then, since she adds to the problem, it's also critical to consider some fans believe that Kirk's silence during all of this is a quintessential Kirk move, letting the women in his immediate vicinity take the brunt of the criticism while he gets away with it. The true question, though, is not who is speaking the truth, but rather why Michelle and Rasheeda are always being blamed. Kirk has remained in the background while both women battle it out, refusing to publicly address the rumors. Kirk is conveniently out of the spotlight, as one Instagram remark said, but despite the upheaval, one thing is clear, Kirk is the one thing that unites all of this drama. Tensions are so high that it doesn't seem like this rivalry will end anytime soon, and Kirk's role in the mayhem will eventually be questioned, so Rashid needs to wake up. What does this leave us with then? Is this just the latest twist in a long-running conflict, or is there? Fundamentally, the situation seems to be a huge web of unsolved issues with more problems just waiting to happen. Public opinion and personal complaints, while Rasheeda seems to be defending her family's reputation by denying the idea that these recent charges are accurate, Michelle is adamant that Rasheeda discredited her when she most needed help. What about Kirk Frost, though, whose silence on the dating rumor speaks for itself? That is the most important question. Perhaps that's just another way to transfer the blame, but his history of infidelity makes it comprehensible why people are concurrently side-eyeing him in this situation. Rasheeda's decision to spend her energy on Michelle instead of Kirk has left many fans perplexed. What are your thoughts? Do you think Michelle and Kirk were ever really connected? Or is this just a story to get attention? Does Rasheeda have the right to confront Kirk? Instead of focusing on Michelle and, perhaps most importantly, whether Rasheeda and Michelle can ever move over their disagreements, or if this animosity will continue to resurface for years to come. Please share your thoughts in a comment, and don't forget to hit the notification like and subscribe bell for more details.